Hello, Genesis Conference. This is Superintendent Pam, and we are putting a few short videos together. I'm here with Pastor Mark Weber, and Mark, in addition to being one of our pastors in the past, was a state trooper and a school resource officer and a firearm instructor. And he and I have had a number of conversations about church safety. And so we're just going to have a chat today and let you in on it. And hopefully it'll be helpful for you as you look around your church, as you talk to your boards, as you work with your children's ministers and children's volunteers, and so hopefully this will be helpful. Good. So, Mark, this first video, I just want to talk about creating an atmosphere that's safe.
Right.
So, talk to us a little bit about what it means to create an atmosphere that feels safe.
I think in the church environment, a lot of it, when we say safety, we think of security guard, and safety is not a security guard. It's that whole ministry mindset of making the entire experience, the entire thing, their safety. So that includes fire, right? Medical emergencies, knowing where our kids are, all different aspects of that. Because if we just have the security guard mentality, then we're thinking it's not a safe place. It's a place that bad things are going to happen. I have to be afraid of what's going on. And we're not, the church isn't a place of fear. Right? We come up against that. That's what Scripture tells us. So we're not a place of fear. We're a place of safety. We're a place of where good things happen and positive things happen. So we need to look at this as more of a ministry mindset than a response to anything fearful or fear-causing, maybe.
Yeah, I know. I would much rather walk into a church and feel like there's an atmosphere of faith and holy expectation than we're protecting something.
Right. And you see that a lot too, and it starts with our greeters, right? So if someone's standing out front saying, "Hey, how you doing?" automatically that makes us feel a little bit less put off. But Walmart for years had greeters, and the reason was they found when someone said, "Hey, how are you?" you were seen, and if someone was coming in with shoplifting on the mind or something else, they knew they had been seen. So it does a thing for the positive to agree to someone coming in. "Hey, there's someone here who likes me and wants me here. That's wonderful, great." And to someone who may have ill intent, it puts them on notice.
Yeah.
So there's things we can do without having security guard mentality.
Yeah. Now, I know we're going to talk about this in an entirely different video, but in this context of faith versus fear, I know I've had a few different churches say, what about our greeters having guns? So just briefly, what would you say to that?
No.
Okay.
I was a firearms instructor with the state police for a lot of my career.
Yeah.
And we put people through a lot of intense training. And they were, I'm just thinking about it from the aspect of the person who may have to use their weapon. It's not a good thing. I've seen a lot of our guys who afterwards developed drinking problems, had to quit the job, divorced, et cetera, just on that standpoint. Let alone on the liability standpoint. Studies have shown through the FBI and through one other police agency out west, I want to say maybe LAPD, that less than half the rounds fired strike the intended target. Where are those other rounds going?
Yeah.
And so you're not setting up a ministry mindset then. Automatically the person with the sidearm starts to think about, "Oh, that guy's meaning bad. I have to now put up my guard."
Yeah.
And as a ministry, we don't want to put up a guard.
Yeah.
I would highly, just from liability standpoint, and then looking at the devastating effects upon the person who had to use the firearm, and then the liability aspects on the church itself, I don't think it's a good idea.
Yeah. I even think too, just that whole, go in and even seeing that, you all of a sudden think, what has been the problem here in the past? What's the problem now? And your anxiety goes up.
Right, and even a concealed weapon, that someone's not going to see readily. You're then bringing a firearm to an instance where you have a person coming in who maybe doesn't have a firearm, but they're not well, whether that be mental illness, drugs, etc. You have now brought a firearm into the equation, and you now have given them an opportunity to take your firearm from you. Half of all police shootings involve their own weapon. Can you imagine what it would be like in a civilian setting?
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.